Okay, hey guys, so it's me, Amethyst Rose 6924. Or just Amethyst Rose, aka Brittany. Um, y'all can call me Brittany or Amethyst Rose or whatever. Um, I just wanted to talk to you guys. I get this question a lot in my practice. Um, I I wrote the name of a tea down on my hand. That's besides the point. That's just a brand name of tea that I wrote on my hand, so that's besides the point. I do get this question a lot and people tell me, well, Brittany, what do you name your kids? What are you going to name your kids because you're pagan? I did grow up with a very Catholic upbringing, but fortunately, my parents were very open, and they decided that when it comes time, we'll let them choose their own path in religion-wise. For the girls, I have Stella Marie Athena, because Stella is my magical name. Marie was my aunt and cousin Caitlin, who was premature, and she died due to complications of being premature. And then Athena because she is my matron goddess. And then I have two names to pick out for the girls, and then two names for the boys. And then my top two favorite boy and girl names. Katrina Elizabeth Hera. Katrina because it's not that common, neither is Stella. Especially Katrina spelled with a K. It's not that common. And then Elizabeth, I get that from my grandmother because her first name is Anita Elizabeth. Her first name is Anita, and her middle name is Elizabeth. And growing up as a child, I was obsessed with Queen Elizabeth. And I quite do like the aspect of how she was a very strong and independent woman for her time. She was pretty much, at that time, you weren't recognized, in her time period, you weren't recognized as a queen unless you had a man by your side. And her personality was, I don't need a man to rule my country. That's pretty much why her name is going to be Elizabeth, and why I get that from my grandmother, because my grandmother is both a very strong, independent woman, and I admire that in her. And then Hera, because Hera was the queen of the Greek gods. She was very independent. She stuck through, and she stayed with Zeus. That's how the myth goes. She stayed with Zeus. Do I believe it? 50-50. I think some of it is truth. I mean, not the part of Zeus cheating on Hera. I think it was, like any couple, they had their ups and downs. And I think the other part of it was just made for adulterous men and women as a means of, for them to tell children or adulterous people, oh, if you cheat on your spouse, then you'll get the wrath of the gods on you. I think that's what a lot of it is from. Sorry. For my two boy names, we have Milo, Ichabod, Aries. Milo because I like the name, and I have no idea what the name Milo means. But it's got a ring to it. Milo, it's unusual. You don't really hear it every day. So, and then Ichabod. One of my favorite books is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Well, one of my favorite TV shows is Sleepy Hollow, and Tom Mason plays Ichabod Crane. And I like his character. He's a very strong, noble, knows right from wrong at the time, and so I want my son to be named after a fictional character. Yeah, I know. Aries because he's the Greek god of war. He shows strength. He's very masculine. He's very much so a soldier, just as much as Athena is. For my second boy name, Alexander Daniel Zeus, Alexander because of Alexander the Great. He was a very strong, noble person. He fought in a lot of wars, and in a way he kind of reminds me of my father and my brother, who is going into the Marines January 27th. For those of you that don't know, me and my brother are like this, and I could be having the worst of days, and he could say something to me, and it could be as simple as apple, and I'll just start cracking up. So I'm going to miss him when he goes, but we are going to go and see him for his graduation, so that's something I'm excited for. I get to go back to South Carolina and, you know, see my friends and hang out. Anyway, back to my names. Like I was saying, Alexander reminds me of, not only is he going to be named after Alexander the Great, but it's also because he reminds me of my father and my brother. And then Daniel, because that's my brother's name, and my brother is of word Daniel in his line, in his generation, and my brother and father are both very strong men. They know how to turn the other cheek when somebody's being rude to them, so to say. And then Zeus, because he's the ruler of the gods, and he is, to me, Zeus is very strong, and he's very, he's more or less, he reminds me of a judge. He decides if your actions are right or wrong, and that's kind of what I want from my son, if I have a son. My top two boy and girl names that I like are Milo Ichabod Aries, and Stella Marie Athena. So if I ever have a little boy or a little girl, they're going to be named either Stella Marie Athena or Milo Ichabod Aries. So yeah, I'm probably going to do the controversial parenting tag on this video, so yeah.